G'day, this is Captainoob and this is a two-shot Gatling plasma. Now following the latest patch as of this recording, which sought to rebalance some of the high rate of fire, low damage per bullet type heavy weapons, the Gatling plasma has received a little bit of a buff along with a couple of other weapons, which we've gone over, but now it's time to look at a two-shot Gatling plasma. So we're sitting here at 61 damage, we've got the standard loadout here, reflex sight, rifled barrel, and beam focuser for a little bit better range. It also makes it look a whole lot better. Yeah, 61 damage, so let's go ahead and upgrade that a little bit, and we're going to be using the standard heavy gun variant of the strength build with points in heavy gunner, and in luck we've got one gun army as well as a bloody mess to improve that damage ever so slightly more. Stabilized for power armor usage because that'll make not the two-shot legendary effect. It won't be as inaccurate with stabilized. So that's definitely a must for us. Also, we can punch through that armor a little bit better. Again, very, very good on low damage weapons because they tend to be soaked up. A lot of these points of damage are soaked up by enemies' armor. We get 112 damage. The weapon card is broken again, but yep, that's it. Okay, let's get started. And I'll be honest, I don't particularly have any memories of the Gatling plasma doing too good, but I remember it was a little bit better than the minigun, so with that in mind, it should be good against super mutants. Nice to see them. They haven't quite fixed the old thing where we still got the laser impact points for this thing, and right off the bat, definitely doesn't feel as powerful as a minigun, but we're slowly getting up that damage with a little bit of adrenaline there. And of course I did use the minigun with the nerd rage effect, which was an extra whole lot of damage. But yeah, this thing seems to be spraying bullets all over the place, so definitely being in a close quarter situation is where we kind of want to be, because you can jump and it'll interrupt your barrel spinning. That's unfortunate, but whatever. Is there another turret around here? Not sure. But so far, so good. It's actually doing okay. Now, the two-shot legendary effect is kind of strange because I went through a couple of changes. It only scales off the base damage of the weapon. So, unfortunately, the base damage of this thing isn't too high, and as a result of that, the two-shot effect is not the most effective on it. In fact, you trade a lot of accuracy for only a little bit more damage. Fortunately, due to this thing being a little bit more upgraded, a little bit more damage, a little bit more DPS, the two-shot thing has improved. We weren't hitting over 100 damage, I don't think, or we were getting just over 100 damage with a two-shot with this thing previously, but now it's actually doing okay. We're just going to have to keep ourselves in a very close quarter situation. Fortunately, these guys have hammers, which will allow us to do that quite easily. All we need to do is, stay one step out of whacking distance and we'll be fine. And heading inside in just a second, we'll be in a nice spot for a two-shot Gatling plasma indeed. The TTK is actually kind of good, actually. Yeah. Maybe I'm expecting a little bit too much out of this thing, but for what it's worth, it's actually performing pretty well so far. So we'll go ahead and take out that annoying ass turret, and then we'll pop inside and say g'day. So that Fastnacht event is on, and I played it just before Urban Pixels was with me, and by God, that was one of the most boring events I've ever sat through. At least with the messenger, you've got some user input there. You got to follow that Mr. Handy around, but I think that's one of the most boring things. The parade was the fucking worst thing ever. I was bored to tears in that. I felt myself getting sleepy. So yeah. In terms of their post-launch content, that's a fucking hard miss on that one. No thanks. One and done, and that's basically my thoughts on that whole event there. Oi, come back here, you bastard. Now, I'm guessing with the more projectiles on this thing equals more chance to proc the crippling or staggering from the effect of the one-gun army. So, if that's true, we've actually got a decent staggering machine right here. It's even more staggery than a staggering ripper, which is, fucking staggering, hence the name. Was that a reference to Cass? The Long Dick Johnson joke? That was funny. I wish the writing was as good in Fallout 76. Holy shit, it's Attack of the Doggos right now. They're all gathering around. It's like my long-haired German shepherd at home, little bitch. Alright, so we're just gonna hold down the trigger. We've got bugger all bullets left, but we can take him out with 5 bullets and a gun bash, so yeah. I'd imagine what's holding me back here a little bit is definitely the lag that I have, and that's just my Australian internet. If you've got a flawless American connection, or if you're in Sweden where you've got like 50,000 megabytes a second, you'll have a lot of an easier time taking out these blokes down here. So there we go, that place is all nice and clear. Hopefully no other players have come into here. That would be really annoying, by the way, but we'll continue. If we happen to see the other player, we'll just shoot him on sight. So I came to this conclusion the other day. I have become a mercenary. I am basically the Fallout 76 equivalent of a gunner. And why might I think this? Well, there was this thread on Reddit the other day that I commented on. It fucking annoyed me. I was gonna make a joke that Reddit is a subhumans, but then I searched my name up on Reddit and people are recommending my channel, so I won't do that. But basically, it was a thread saying, basically explaining their troubles with a griefer, and I just told him literally leave the server. Then my fucking post got dislike bomb. I'm pretty sure Reddit karma is like your rank on that site, right? The more Reddit, the more Reddit karma you have, the bigger fuck you are. At least in normal terms. I guess it means you're pretty good on Reddit. But anyways, I ended up losing a ton of that because cunts keep downvoting my thing. So yeah, I'm not really into the whole Reddit hug box echo chamber. Fuck that. But it's good for trading, and I do like to promote the Market 76 Reddit because there are some good people there. This wasn't on Market 76, by the way. Those blokes over there. Why is it throwing so many low-level super mutants at me? That's really, really disappointing. Regardless of that, there's the big boy. That's what I want. Level 68, dude. And we did have to pop a stim tuck there because we were brawling there. We had a bunch of super mutants pointing their guns at us. They had a respawn here. Bad legendary. Can I outpace your legendary healing? No, because I'll fire literally all around you. Your accuracy is so bad when firing this thing for a bit that it actually goes even worse. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. So I told him literally leave the server, and they replied something about caring about the player base because they wanted to document this shit, and they couldn't stand the fact that other people had to deal with this monster, the monster being the griefer. I was like, who fucking cares about them? Not your fucking problem anymore when you're out of the server. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry that I actually care for the player base. Fuck off. So I'm thinking to myself, I have a moment as a quiet reflection, I'm thinking, fuck, I've got the morality of a gunner, don't I? So, when do I get my gunner GF, Bethesda? When is Captain Bridget gonna be in this game? Or when's mod support coming into the game so I can add Captain Bridget in? The OG one, not the discount one that I've created as a gunslinger build. By the way, I've got a few ideas on the gunslinger build, actually. Okay, so seeing how the unarmed stuff works, right? You've only got that one perk to actually scale the damage off of, which means obviously they get higher base damage to compensate for that. But you only have to take up a certain amount of points to actually use them to their highest damage, right? I'm thinking you could do the same for Gunslinger, and why this is because it's sitting in agility. I want agility points to be able to sneak, to be able to use adrenaline. That's a huge amount of damage that I'm wasting that I don't have access to if I'm doing 9 out of 15 points of that just in Gunslinger. So I feel like that's actually a really good idea, having the instead of having Master Gunslinger, Expert Gunslinger, just having that one Gunslinger going up to rank 30, and then instead of, yeah, like replacing all of the extra stuff, maybe you could have like pistols doing crit damage as a thing, because obviously using a pistol build or a revolver build with a VATS sort of centric way of thinking, you can actually do pretty well with that. But I think you can, maybe I'm not being as eloquent as I think, but if there's just less points in actually improving the damage of pistols, I think they'll be a lot more viable for endgame use, because, yeah, unless Bethesda decided, fuck no, we don't want anybody using pistols at endgame level. Okay, apparently there's not a lot of ghouls spawning here today. Maybe someone combed through this place for the legendaries and left the other ones alone, but yeah. That's just my general thoughts, because obviously having to soak up 9 points to even squeeze like a tiny bit of damage out of your revolvers when you're not sneaking or critting it's a very, very high price to pay for damage, and I feel like if they rebalance it a little bit, they could actually have something good. Maybe novice players like me who want to use VATS all the time and don't feel like aiming with their pistol builds can actually make use of that. You'll be making it more noob friendly and more diverse at the same time. Obviously the big boys using unarmed bloody builds would smash them, but they don't have range. That's the main factor there. I think we are done. Alright. Yep, we're totally done. And let's move on to some fucking super mutants as soon as I clear this ghoul aids. Man, this video's been more of a podcast. Maybe I should actually talk about the weapon instead. So we're going to be sneak attack critting Swan like this. Fuck me, that accuracy is awful. We're gonna have to wait until he's a little bit closer. Are we even fucking firing this thing at all? Bethesda, you've got bugs in the code. Let's just reload here. Thank you very much. Ow, that was a good throw, Swan there. He actually walked through some firecracker berries or whatever they're called. So yeah, there we go. Hopefully we can stagger him so he doesn't... Huh. I really thought he'd be staggering more than that, considering we're hitting him like that. We get a 12% chance each time, but... regardless, he just sort of stood there, so maybe he was staggered, just wasn't repeating the animation. Like, I stopped him right in his tracks there. And the good thing about the one gun army perk is it works in PvP as well. So if you got some fucker charging at you with maybe a gauntlet in their hand, a Deathclaw gauntlet or Mole Miner's gauntlet, hold down the trigger, point at their general direction, you can get them stun locked pretty easily, which would be absolutely infuriating on their side of it because they can't do anything. They're just controls lock up. It's like the worst thing you could do to a player. Moving on. Alright, time to crush the crustaceans. God damn it, I can never say that properly. Let's use this thing in VATS, because it did better than expected, but there goes my AP and Fusion Core. Let's just hip fire at him, see if we can't hit him eventually. Oh man, okay. At least we got a quick reload. We're right back into it, and you are now dead in a hail of lag. Oh my god. Yeah, I know that the impacts of this are not what they should be. How accurate is this gun? Where does the crosshairs go? Where do they... oh, there they are. I'm just firing like a stormtrooper all around him. 1 in 100 actually lands, but there you go. Right. What else have we got down here? Another glowing Mirelurk dude. Let's fucking tear him up. There we go. Queen's out. And we've got... how much adrenaline? 40%. A little bit disappointing, but we'll continue regardless. We'll activate that critical and then hit a few shots. We'll keep on going. If she's going to throw some of her children at me to build some more adrenaline off, that would be nice, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Fortunately, we're dead apparently. Okay, we can't out-tank a Mirelurk Queen with this thing. Point taken. Yeah, granted, I wasn't really focusing on my health bar, and I wasn't at full health to begin with at the start of that fight, but we'll redeem ourselves, we'll avenge ourselves like a demon-spected thing. I don't really know. What kind of person does avenge themselves? Can I hit you on the spouts, by the way, actually? It's actually worth thinking about. Your spouts, they're gone. There we go. There's a little bit of, what's it called? One gun army doing well there. What the fuck is that? That's gross. What is that? I guess that's where her arms were. That's her joints, but ugh. I hate bloody mess sometimes. It makes the grossest things possible, but yep. Against a Mirelurk Queen, it's average. I mean, I could have easily won that fight if I played a bit smarter. If I VATSed it right on the spouts to cripple them from the get-go, I wouldn't have had that problem with, you know, being showered in acid, and I would have won that quite fine. So, the error is mine. Think badly not of the weapon. It's Scorch Beast time. Also, not infected yet. Okay, that's alright. And kill that one before you run away. Ooh, we didn't even get that one in a one VATS run, unfortunately. He's landed though, so that's okay. That means we get free reign, but unfortunately he's gone sort of over there. So what I'm gonna do is just gather some adrenaline so I can mag dump you in the face. Yeah, you can dab all you want. I can fire even though you stagger me. Look at this. See, look at those hit markers. My gun's not even pointing at him. That's one of the best things. That's one of the actually one of the better things about heavy guns. Sure, you can't burst fire them, but you can fire through being staggered, which might be a bug. Please don't fix this bug, Bethesda, alright? I know I'll harp on about bad bugs, but this is a good bug. This is a great bug, in fact. It helps me kill bats easier. Okay. 50% damage, not really good enough, but I'll show you that just in a second. 185 though, we're probably going to be hitting around 200, but we've also got some adrenal reaction factoring into that too. Wait a second, didn't you have to collect mole rat blood? Oh shit, is the Scorch Plague evolving? Some adrenaline later, and at 195 damage at about 50% health, so a little bit less than that in terms of our HP levels, and we'll have just about over 200 damage, which is pretty decent. Unfortunately, this thing's accuracy really lets it down as it falls back down to earth there, so yeah, I've got a hard time recommending this thing, honestly. It's not great. The two-shot legendary effect being as accurate as it is, it just sprays the bullets everywhere but where you want them. And it feels like the DPS is still kind of slow on this compared to other things. It just doesn't hit quite as hard, it feels like. If at all. Fucking hell, that's my last impact too he got through. That's why I died by that Mylurk Queen before, because I fucking ran out of stimpack, so whoops. Bad planning on my part there, but I think you get the point of this weapon. I'm probably just gonna sell it, but I'll hold off on that until tomorrow. Let me know if you want it, hit me up in the Discord, because if you're hitting me up in the comments, we've got no real direct line of communication, so I'll probably end up selling it. So if you're really desperate and keen for this thing, do let me know on the old Discord. Thank you for watching, guys.